You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel.
So now we move to what you are here to witness today, which is the investiture and the taking of oath. The rules provide that the president-designate should take an oath of office in the presence of the board of directors and the chairperson of the AGM. I invite the chairperson of the general meeting, Mr. Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Federal Republic of Nigeria, to come forward to say a few remarks before administering the investiture.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. I must say right from the start, I'm delighted, particularly delighted, that I'm here in person to oversee this all-important and historic investiture. Thank you. Your Excellencies, heads of state, and representatives of heads of state here present, including our brother from St. Kitts and St. Nevis, the Prime Minister, Hassan Abdallah, Governor, Central Bank of Egypt and Deputy Prime Minister, the Deputy Chairperson, OAU, distinguished shareholders of Afreximbank, of course, Professor and Mrs. Benedict Orama, the outgoing President and Chairperson of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank, Dr. George Elombi and Mrs. Elombi, President-designate Afreximbank and current Executive Vice President for Governance, Corporate and Legal Services. May I recognize Mr. Christopher Edodu and Mr. Jean-Louis Ekra, the former Afreximbank presidents, members of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank and the group entities, the heads of international organizations and corporate leaders, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Deji Adeleke, form part of the strong Nigerian contingent. And of course, may I please indulge me while I recognize the former Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Namadi Sambo, as well as the former Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Bukola Saraki. At this point, let me say all protocols duly observed, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. I would like to first of all pass on the warm felicitations and congratulations of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and indeed the good people of Nigeria for this all-important investiture ceremony. 4 months ago, at the 32nd Afreximbank annual meetings, it was my distinct honor and privilege to serve as the chairperson, and I remain so at this historic moment, a pivotal occasion marking the unanimous appointment of Dr. George Elombi as the 4th President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Afreximbank. And you know, this appointment is not merely a change in leadership. It is the dawn of a new era, a moment that reaffirms Afreximbank's central role in the shaping of Africa's financial sovereignty and its trade future, and indeed, as Alhaji Aliko said, its manufacturing future. Today, in accordance with the bank's charter, we gather to celebrate the official assumption of office of a new president. As chair of the annual general meeting, I extend my warmest welcome to all our esteemed guests, and I express my heartfelt gratitude to you all for being here, not just today, but even yesterday. Your presence does testify the enduring coalition that we have built, a coalition that's grounded in our shared vision of Africa's future development and its prosperity. Before we look ahead, as we surely will in a second, allow me to pause just for a moment to try to pay tribute, as we have been doing for months before now, and even as we did yesterday, to my friend, my brother, the remarkable Professor Benedict Orama. I must confess, it's a bit of a risky task, because how you encapsulate a decade and more of service in just a few sentences. But I will try, and I will just say that, look, over the past decade, under your visionary leadership, Afreximbank has not only financed trade across the continent, it has reshaped Africa's trade architecture and repositioned the continent in the global economic arena, from Benin to Togo, Chad to Cote d'Ivoire, and beyond. Your legacy, Professor, is indelibly written in our continent's development history. And we all know. We know the achievements: PAPS, AFCA, Transit Credit Scheme, Intra-African Trade, the 800 million facility for special economic zones, and so on and so forth. These initiatives have redefined how Africa does business. And under your stewardship, Afrexim supported the continent to weather, we know, so many storms: COVID, commodity price collapse, the Russian-Ukraine conflict, and even the current shifting global trade regime. Through it all, with vision, discipline, courage, and unshakable belief in Africa's future, you led from the front. Professor Rama, you have been a blessing to Afreximbank. You have been a blessing to the African continent. You have been a blessing to Africans in diaspora. Even as we celebrate, we must be mindful that challenges lie ahead. And this gathering is therefore not just ceremonial, it is a convergence of purpose, a reaffirmation of our common dream to build a prosperous, integrated, and competitive Africa. And so, it is with immense pride and optimism that I extend on behalf of the board, our shareholders, and the people of Africa, our heartfelt congratulations to Dr. George Elombi. You are no stranger to Afreximbank. You now assume the mantle at a defining juncture, a time when Africa's destiny is being rewritten through resilience and innovation. Your appointment represents continuity, it represents renewal, a seamless transition from the solid foundation laid by your predecessor sitting right next to you here, and a bold leap towards the future we envisage. Indeed, this is one of those rare moments when the universe aligns for Africa's progress. Mr. President, your ascension is a testament to the founding philosophy that inspired the great institution. You are called not just to lead a bank, but to steward a vision of self-reliant, integrated, and prosperous Africa. So, as I bring my remarks to a close, I will, in accordance with the charter of the bank, administer the oath of office. I respectfully invite Dr. George Elombi to join me to take the oath of office and then subsequently to give us his remarks. Dr. George Elombi, please.
Africa unite, 'cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're going to our fatherland. How good and how pleasant it would be.
So without much further ado, the oath of office, I will say it and then, of course, you will repeat. I, George Elombi, appointed President of the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, at the 32nd Annual General Meeting of Shareholders held on 28th June 2025, solemnly declare and undertake before the Chairman of the General Meeting and before the members of the Board of Directors that I will abide by the provisions of the Agreement for the Establishment of the African Export-Import Bank, its charter and rules and regulations, and that I will discharge my duties and functions as laid down therein with loyalty, discretion, and conscience, and I will regulate my conduct as President with the interest of the bank only in view.
I, George Elombi, appointed President of the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, at the 32nd Annual Meeting of Shareholders held on the 28th of June 2025 in Abuja, solemnly declare and undertake before the Chairman of the Annual General Meeting and before the members of the Board of Directors that I will abide by the provisions of the Agreement for the Establishment of the African Export-Import Bank, its charter and rules and regulations, and that I will discharge my duties and functions as laid down therein with loyalty, with discretion and conscience, and I will regulate my conduct as President with the interest of the bank only in view. So, thank you, Chairman. Now that the oath is done, may I also add with the interest of Africa in view. So help me, Africa.
So we need you to sign the formal document, and alongside the President-designate and now President, we are inviting Mr. Gerald Chihota on behalf of the Secretary of the Board, who will bear witness to the proceedings. This is the pen that you... Gerald, please. So Gerald? First secretary. And then we'll have another round of photos with Gerald. And may I invite the board of directors of the Afreximbank to join on stage for the group photo, please. The board of directors may join us, please. Get together the board, please, for the group photo. Get closer together. I'm on each other. We're going to have a photo of all the board members, please. Thank you. So if we can... So we're going to do the group photo. If we can start looking at the cameramen and ladies. Thank you. If we can all start looking at the cameramen and ladies, please. You want to be in the So now I'm going to invite the former presidents to join me on stage, please. Mr. Jean-Louis Ekra, Mr. Dodu, please, if you can join us on stage. All the presidents are coming. Dr. Ebi Elombi, you're next on stage. You can join us on stage, please. Former presidents, if we can, thank you. Busy guy. Dr. Elombi and Dr. Ebi Elombi. stage. We'll have a family photo. Our four speakers from today: the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency also our special guest, Président Macky Sall, si vous voulez nous joindre, and the Central Bank Governor of Egypt, please, if you can join us on stage for a final photo. And the Minister of Finance, absolutely. Central Bank Governor, if you can please join us. Vous allez bien? Yes, and the Minister of Cameroon, absolutely. So next, if I can ask can I call His Excellency Wamkele Mene to also join this picture, please, this photo. Your Excellency, please join us on stage. If I can ask the SVP and the EVPs present to present them, to get ready and come on stage, please. So the SVP, Dr. Dennis Denya, and the EVPs as well. Hi from Madam Canayo, please join us. The engines in the Afreximbank room, the EVPs and SVP.
You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel.